Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Scotland Hill Farms. I just thought I'd take you out with me this morning. We've been working. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's supposed to get up to about 60 degrees today, and it's gorgeous out, and I needed to put the garden to bed, but I need help to do that. It's a big job, so my husband and my two youngest sons were out helping me do that, and we knocked it out in probably about an hour. So I'll take you just to show that. It's October 29th today. I'll show you what's left of the garden, what we did to it. Yeah, let me turn you around so I can show you. So this is where all my garden plastic was that you saw in the other videos. I had all the beans and tomatoes and broccoli and peppers in this area, and then the area is more the watermelons, squash, cucumbers. My dog is digging up my carrots right now that are left because he thinks that there's a mouse in there or something. Charlie. So I took all that black plastic up. It's a big job, but it needed to be taken up this year. I did not take it up last year, and the ground just needs to be worked up and have some manure put back on it so it's ready and has nutrients for next year. So the cows are out here enjoying this because we threw all the old plant material over the fence, and they think that's great, so they're exploring and eating. So beautiful out here today. And then I took, in that video I took a few weeks ago, this is the area where I planted the garlic bulbs in. So now I've just covered that area with straw. Like I said, this is my first time growing it, so I'm hoping next year to grow some great garlic. So this I'm not going to put any manure on, just kind of sectioned off this area with some wood so we would know where not to put manure, but the rest of this will all get manure. Couldn't get the sunflowers out. The stalks are way too big. They're just going to stay there and compost in place. And then this area where the squash and cucumbers and watermelon were, this will be my new area for potatoes this year, because you have to rotate potatoes. Can't plant them in the same place because they get diseases. So that'll be where my potatoes are. And this is the only thing I have left in here. It's about half a row of carrots if my dog does not pull any more up. I've already had to take several in the house that he keeps pulling up looking for mice, and there's a few more down there. And that's it for this garden. So over here is what we actually did with the plastic, is we rolled it up. We've labeled it according to what rows and what was in them, because it's easier to plant in the same holes. If you keep making repeated holes, and there's just more places for the weeds to grow through. So I've labeled them in hopes that it'll help me next year. Just beautiful here today. Alright, talk to you guys in a little bit. Figured I'd show you guys what my greenhouse is looking like now. We did go and winterize it the other day. I don't remember if I showed that or not. So the sides are all rolled down and kind of blocked in by that wood so they won't flap. And the front's all rolled up. And that side's down. So we're hoping that this will overwinter without getting too much snow on it. We did put these boards across the top so that it would not buckle in, hopefully. But this is a great space for me to use for my storage for stuff in the winter, which so far has been wonderful. I have all my planting pots and everything I've saved. That's where I just put all my rolls for the garden, so they should stay nice and safe. That, of course, is our chicken setup when we get chickens in the spring, the light, and that can just stay there for now. Got all my old potting stuff from last year, plants that I've already pulled in and dumped, chicken water, straps to hold up the sides when it gets nice next year. And then I'm hoping that this whole row that I'll be able to plant seedlings in the spring. I didn't have it this year to be able to do it. I did them in the house and they didn't fare very well. I'm hoping I'll be able to get out here earlier. It definitely does warm up in here. I think it's still in the 50s outside, but in here it's already up to like almost 68. It's very warm in here actually. So yeah, spot for all my garden tools and for the staples that came out of the ground, the fabric. So I think it's going to be a great place to keep my stuff over the winter. I'll take you out. I don't know if I showed you guys the new chicken coop. I just went and collected all the eggs from this morning. They've been laying a lot later, just I think because it's colder in the light. So I just collected now. That's the eggs from both these old chickens out here, and there was actually 6 newer eggs. Okay, sorry about that. My son was leaving. I had to talk to him. So these eggs are not bad in size. This is actually out of the new chickens, and this is out of the older ones, which are, we have large eggs, so they're actually laying pretty big eggs already, which is nice. And if we go over here, show you the new chicken coop. So this coop actually started as friends of ours' playhouse for their kids. They grew out of it. They gave it to us when our kids were little. We used it for a playhouse for years out in our front yard. It has a little porch. And then we actually put it down in the woods as a hunting shack for my husband and the kids. And so the only way in was this tiny little porch and this tiny little door, but they would sit in there and they were able to put the guns out the windows and shoot. It became an area that they really weren't hunting out of anymore, and when we needed a chicken house, we thought this would be perfect. So it moved back to the farm. Actually ended up putting this door in, and this door is made of barn wood that was actually my great grandfather's barn, and the barn is falling in. It's not near property that we own anymore, so my husband went down and grabbed wood, made a new door for this, so that's kind of cool to have that history now on here. So now this is a rather full-size door, so it's good. Now we just have it like this, but we're probably going to put a different latch on there. Charlie thinks there's something under the chicken coop, so he spends a lot of his days looking for whatever that is. And if you look in here, it's a perfect little spot for him. Right now we have 17 chickens. We could probably put more. They're quite happy in here. A little roosting spot. They like looking out the windows. And then we have these egg laying boxes. And for now, although today is nice, it's been really cold. So eventually we'll open up, that's that little door from the inside. We'll open this up and we will actually close that before the dog gets in. We're going to actually put bird wire all over the porch so that this can be an area that they can come outside as well. It's worked perfectly so far. Really happy about it. And we actually put it right behind, let me see if you can see it. Come on this side, there's a woodshed, and this is our outdoor wood boiler. It heats water in our house and in our shop, and we put the chicken house right behind that actually, so try to keep it a little bit warmer. We have power out here, so they actually have a light in there, and hooked up a power outlet right out here so they can have light. And then we're probably going to put a heated water there at some point soon so that we don't have frozen water. But it's also very close to our hydrant out there, which would be nice for filling up chicken buckets in the winter. So yeah, it's worked out great. And I just came by the front porch and I decided it's time to pull out these dahlia bulbs. It's the first year I've grown them. They did really well. They were beautiful just the other day, so I didn't want to pull these out. And now we had 2 nights of hard frost. And obviously they are sadly done. The poor flowers, they were still blooming so nice the other day. So I'm going to pull those out and take them in the house to dry out. And I believe hi, Charlie. Hi. He just loves it. I'm doing gardening, so you can see my face. Hello. And I believe once they're dried out, I can actually separate them and I'll be able to get more dahlias in the spring. So I'm excited about that. There we go. There's bulbs on the end. And there's some more in the dirt there. I'll pull out those and show you what they look like when I'm done. Wow. So I just pulled out that one that I just showed you that still had flowers on it. And it started as one bulb. And this is what I ended up with. So I'm hoping that each one of those will grow their own dahlia plant. These were the really pretty red and white ones. And it really spread, so that's awesome. And then here's the ones that I just dug up from that one. Along with that one too, that was the same one. So yeah, they proliferated quite nicely. I'm hoping to have more. And then I do have another bag because I had really pretty red dahlias in here and over in here. Those are already past, so I pulled them out last week and got a lot out of those too. So I'm really happy with them this year. Awesome. And look what I also found yesterday pulling out flowers. This was nestled in between them. It still looks good. It's a nice size. Can't believe that was in there and I never saw it. And then today we're pulling out more. We found another tiny one now. This was out actually in the hard freezes, so I'm not sure what that one will do. So carrots that Charlie decided to pull up today when we were working out there. Have some celery. I do think that probably got frosted, so I'm not sure what that'll do, but I pulled it up anyway. So still bringing in the harvest. We'll see what we do with that. Hey everyone, so it's actually the next day. I finished out yesterday by going for a really nice long walk through the park with my daughter, and we went and had a nice visit with my mom as well, who's recovering from a broken rib, but it was really nice to see her up and around. And we went outside and talked for a long time, came home, gathered all the eggs, and then my daughter and I had decided to serve like a hamburger hot dog style Sunday dinner because it was supposed to be so nice out, and it was nice out today. And so I came home from there and I did whip up some potato salad, which obviously went over well. I just did the potatoes in my Instant Pot, let them cool down a bit. I chop up carrots and celery, and then for the dressing I use mayo, mustard, a splash of vinegar, salt, and pepper. Combine all that and let it sit overnight. It tastes really good. And we did burgers and hot dogs and chips. And my last watermelon that I found hiding amongst my flowers the other day. And so it was really nice. Had all my family over, all my kids were home, my daughter's boyfriend was here, and my mom and dad came. So it was a really nice way to end the day. And I guess that's all for now. So thanks guys for watching. See you next time.